This is Gene Sherrard. In a special edition of this week's Seattle Now and Then 360, we'll be highlighting 2 locations and 2 then photographs, each featuring masks. I had a little bird, and its name was Enza. I opened up the window, and in flew Enza. In the fall of 1918, this was not just a well-known nursery rhyme. The worldwide influenza pandemic was quite real and lethal. It blew into Washington state on a perfect storm, percolating in the wet, filthy trenches of World War I. This mutated H1N1 strain infected weary soldiers and in the war's waning months circled the globe. At U.S. military bases, deaths from pneumonia multiplied, alarmingly within days, even hours, of the onset of symptoms. Unlike past flus, the most vulnerable were young and healthy. In mid-September, Camp, now Fort Lewis, and Bremerton's naval facilities reported their first cases of flu. So on October 5th, Seattle's Mayor, Ole Hansen, and Commissioner of Health, Dr. J.S. McBride, ordered the immediate closure of schools, churches, theaters, dance halls, and every place of indoor public assemblage to check the spread of disease. Frank Cooper, school superintendent, pronounced the closures hysterical and senseless, while children applauded the unexpected vacation. Outside City Hall, a young boy demanded of Hansen, "Are you the guy that closed the schools?" Hansen admitted that he was. "Well," said the lad, "I'm for you." To many, the closures seemed draconian. Deprived of entertainment, recreation, and indoor religion, though St. James Cathedral and First Presbyterian Church held open-air services throughout rainy October, Seattleites derided the closures. An awful day for husbands and wives, the Post-Intelligencer huffed. Both had to either remain at home or walk the streets. Druggists peddled a plethora of snake oil cures, from, of all things, Coronolium and Septol spray to Barcla's Gargle and Goud's Pepto-Mangan, the red blood builder. The Red Cross distributed 250,000 six-ply linen masks, and public transit became off-limits to the open-faced. "Wear the mask or walk," proclaimed Hansen. Taking advantage of the anonymity, a few masked crooks staged stick-ups and burglaries. As contagion swelled, public complaints evaporated, as newspapers listed sobering daily death tolls of men and women in their 20s, 30s, and 40s. On November 11th, 1918, Armistice Day, perfectly sunny weather was forecast. After 5 weeks of gloom and isolation, Seattle was primed for a celebration. In an ecstasy of joy at ending the world's worst war, reported the Seattle Times, it grew from nothing into cheering thousands. Masks were shucked, and instead of handkerchiefs waved from windows and doorways by cheering spectators. The next day the closures were revoked. All places of public assembly reopened, though masks were still de rigueur. Before the virus ran its course in 1919, a third of the world's population had been infected, resulting in 50 to 100 million deaths, including nearly 5,000 Washingtonians. By springtime, it could be said, out flew Enza. In our first then photo, Seattle bon vivant and amateur photographer Max Loudon took this photo featuring his beloved Indian motorcycle during the 1918 pandemic. His sister, Grace Loudon McAdams, second from the right, purchased side saddle amidst masked friends on a 3rd Avenue sidewalk, half a block south of Washington Street. In our second then photo, on October 29, 1918, The noon shift of Police Chief J.F. Warren's Influenza Squad emerges from police headquarters in the Public Safety Building, now the Yesler Building. The force was charged with cracking down on public spitting, a $5 fine, enforcing the wearing of masks, and dispersing crowds. Warren himself was infected early on, but recovered.